did the person who is in charge of the grand jury tell you the following? Mr. Camacho, you are admonished not to reveal to any other person, except as ordered by the court, what questions were asked of you and what responses were given. In addition, you are not to reveal any other matters concerning the nature or subject of the investigation which you learned during your appearance here, unless and until such time as a transcript of these proceedings is made public. I wish to advise you also that a violation of this order can be the basis of a contempt charge against you. Were you read that, sir?
Yes, he told us that also, but he said that was up to us. If we want to talk, you know, we could if we want to.
Who said that to you? Mr. Khan or Miss Clark say that to you?
No.
Did one of the lawyers in this case say that to you?
No, sir.
Did one of the police officers in this case say that to you?
No, I don't see anybody.
Do you recall whether it was a man or woman who said that to you?
It's a lady.
What did she look like?
You got me all confused. Well, she's not here.
What did she look like?
I don't want to put her in trouble. It's a party, I would say. She told us that we could talk to the press, you know, if we wanted to. That was it.
I'm sorry, I did not understand the response.
Did you say Patty?
Yes.
And who do you mean by Patty?
What, that's her name?
Who does she work for, do you know?
She works here in the building.
Did she work for the district attorney?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, she does.
Thank you, nothing further.
Mr. Hodgman?
Yes. Mr. Camacho, isn't it a fact, sir, that you were told by district attorney's office representatives not to speak to the press?
Oh, man. That's what I understand, you know, that we could talk, but if you want us, you know, if you wanted to say something.
Are you a little uncertain about this, Mr. Camacho?
Yes. Well, that's what I was told. What else can I say?
I'm sorry, you have to speak up. What did you just say, sir?
I was just told like this, you know, if we wanted to talk, you know, we can talk to the press.
And you're referring now to what Patty told you?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Shapiro, anything further? All right, Mr. Camacho, I'm telling you, and I want this to be very clear, that until such time as you have officially been excused from this proceeding, you are not to speak to anyone concerning your testimony except for the lawyers in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You may step down. Is there another witness available at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
You will call Mr. John DeBello.
Face the clerk, please, and raise your right hand.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give and the cause you're attending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Seated. State and spell your name for the record.
My name is John DeBello, John-DE, capital B-E-double-L-O.
You may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Of course. Ms. Clark.
Thank you. Mr. DeBello, can you please tell us what you do for a living?
I'm the restaurant manager of Mezzaluna Restaurant in Brentwood.
And where is it located?
It's at 11750 San Vicente Boulevard.
Can you tell us, sir, how close it is to the intersection of San Vicente and Bundy?
It's about a half a mile.
Now, what exactly are your duties there?
I'm the general manager of the restaurant. I do all the hiring, firing, and make sure that the food comes out good all the time, consistent. And I'm there from morning till night usually. And I get a day off during the week.
Maybe?
Maybe.
And when you say morning to night, sir, can you tell us what do you mean? Starting when, ending when?
I usually get there at around 10:30 in the morning, and if I'm doing a long day, it's around till 1, 2 in the morning the next day.
And how long have you been working there in that capacity, sir?
For the past year.
That would mean since June of '93?
That's correct.
I'm going to show you a photograph that I'd like to mark. I'll show it to counsel first. Peoples 2, Your Honor.
Yes.
And the second photograph, Peoples 3.
All right.
So we're showing you the photograph that has been marked Peoples 2 for identification. Can I ask you if you recognize the person depicted in that photograph?
That's Ronald Goldman.
For the record, this is a certified copy of the DMV license of Ronald Goldman. How do you know him, sir?
I hired him approximately about 4 months ago as a waiter,
And
full-time.
Full-time?
Yes,
And he worked there for the past 4 months steadily.
that's correct.
Showing you now Peoples 3 for identification, sir. Do you recognize the person depicted in that photograph?
Yes, I do. Nicole Brown.
For the record, this is also a certified copy of DMV for Nicole Brown. How did you know her?
She was eating in my restaurant that night of the murders.
Had you seen her before that night, sir?
Yes, I have, several times.
Would you call her a regular in that restaurant?
She frequented the restaurant quite often.
Directing your attention, sir, to the night of June the 12th, 1994. Did you work that night at the Mezzaluna restaurant?
Yes, I did.
What time did you get to work?
I got to work about 6:45 in the evening.
Did you see Ronald Goldman there when you arrived?
Yes, he was on duty that evening.
Now, do the waiters in your restaurant, sir, do they wear any kind of uniform?
Yes, they do.
And can you describe it for us, please?
The uniform for all my waiters is black pants, dress pants preferably, a white shirt, a tie, and a vest. It can be a vest of their choice, as long as it's tasteful.
And did Mr. Goldman wear that uniform on the night of June the 12th, 1994?
Yes, he did.
If you know, sir, Did he live anywhere near the restaurant?
He lived a few blocks from the restaurant, yes, he did.
Now, when
Within
you-
walking distance,
I'm,
basically.
I'm sorry?
Within walking distance.
When you arrived at 6:45, did you happen to see Nicole Brown there?
Yes, I did.
Was she alone?
No, she was not.
Who was she with?
She was with a party of 10, and they made reservations that evening to dine.
And their party was already in progress, dining then at the time you arrived at 6:45?
They were, yes.
Can I ask you, were there children in that party, sir?
Yes, there were.
Now, regarding the layout of your restaurant, do the customers enter and exit through the front door?
Most of the time they do, yes.
Is there another exit besides the front door?
There is a exit that we use for our patio dining and also handicap.
And where is that located?
That is on the Gorham side of the restaurant, Gorham Street side.
So that's a side exit, sir?
Yes.
Now, the waiters and the employees, do they enter and exit through the front entrance?
It depends on which direction they're coming from. Mostly the Gorham entrance and exit they come through.
Meaning the side entrance?
Side entrance, yes.
Does your restaurant have a bar?
Yes, it does.
And where is that bar located?
It's on the west side of the restaurant, which would be the inside. The west side meaning the east side would be the side facing the street, and the west side would be the wall with the bar right there.
Where is that bar in relation, sir, to the side exit you've been referring to?
It's about 20 feet from the exit.
If you were to leave through that side exit, would you necessarily then have to pass by the bar?
All the time, yes.
Do you recall who was waiting on Nicole Brown's party that night, June the 12th, 1994?
One of our waitresses.
And were you present when Nicole and her party left?
Yes, I was.
What time was that approximately?
I would say about 8:30, 8:45, within that time frame.
Now, do the employees in your restaurant punch in and out on a time clock?
Every day.
And did Ronald Goldman punch out that night?
Yes, he did.
What time?
9:33, and I initialed his time card.
If you know, sir, did you observe that he left immediately after he clocked out?
No, he did not.
What did he do, if you know?
Well, he loosened his tie. I think he took off his vest, and he had a drink. I think it was a Pellegrino or something. Pellegrino. It's a mineral water. Sorry.
And did you have a conversation with him?
Yes, I did.
Did anyone else have a conversation with him after you?
A couple of my waiters, bartender,
And who was the bartender that night?
Karen Crawford.
Are you familiar with someone by the name of Stuart Tanner?
Yes, I am.
Was he in the restaurant that night?
No, he was not.
Who was in the restaurant that night?
Well, there were 3 waiters, the busboys, myself. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Stuart was tending bar that evening. I'm sorry. I got this mixed up. Excuse me.
That's fine, sir.
All right.
Are you certain Stuart Tanner was tending bar that night?
Right. Karen was is my assistant on my Sunday evenings, and that's why I get that confused once in a while. So she was doing the front door, and Stuart was tending bar.
So are Sunday nights something different than during the rest of the week?
It's usually one night I get to rest a little bit. So,
Why is that? Does Karen Crawford take over the managerial duties for you on Sunday night?
yeah, she does all my bookwork and revenue and everything for me.
Other than Sundays, does Karen Crawford tend bar then?
Yes, she does.
So when she takes over the managerial duties on Sunday, does Stuart Tanner stand in for her at the bar?
Yes, he does. That's correct.
So he was tending bar on Sunday night of June the 12th, 1994?
Yes, he was.
Where was it that you last saw Ronald Goldman, sir?
was speaking with him behind the bar that evening. That's the last time I spoke to him.
And after he spoke to you, did you observe him to speak with anyone else?
No, I did not.
For approximately how long after he clocked out on the time clock did he speak to you and other employees or stay in the restaurant?
I would say about 15 minutes.
So by your estimate, sir, you would say he left around 9:48, 9:50?
That's correct.
When he left, was he still wearing his uniform?
He did take his vest off and his tie.
But other than that, the shirt and the pants of the uniform he was still wearing when he left?
Yes, he was.
Did you ever see him again after that night?
No, I did not.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Shapiro?
Good afternoon, Mr. DeVella.
Yeah.
When you testified before the grand jury, do you recall being asked about the time periods involved as the prosecutor just asked you here today?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall what answers you gave them?
Similar answers that I did just a few minutes ago.
When you were asked approximately how long after Mr. Goldman clocked out did he remain, do you recall your answer was approximately 15 to 20 minutes?
I could have been, sir.
May I show you your testimony? Would that help refresh your memory?
Yes.
May I approach the witness,
Yes.
Your Honor? May I direct the court and the prosecutor to page 188 of the testimony?
For the record, the court does not have that testimony.
Would you like to have that, Your Honor?
It's not necessary.
Thank you. Just take some time to refresh your memory. Have you had a chance to review your testimony before the grand jury?
Yes.
And do you recall what your testimony was regarding how long you stayed with Mr. Goldman after he had clocked out?
We talked for a few minutes.
And did you testify before the grand jury that he remained approximately 15 to 20 minutes after he clocked out?
Yes, I did.
What type of clock device do you have to record the times an employee clocks out?
It's an electric clock. It's normal in most factories or restaurants, or you just put the time card in and it punches out the time, and that's it. It's very simple.
Do you know when the last time that time clock was checked for accuracy?
Well, I changed it when we changed the time when it was daylight savings time. So I pretty much have the clock within a minute or two, I would say, have accurate time.
Do you adjust the clock for time yourself?
I do, yes.
And what do you use to set the clock with?
There's a little lever that I press down.
What do you use to gauge what the time actually is?
My watch.
Did you see a pair of glasses that evening?
Yes, I did.
Where did you see them?
I saw Karen Crawford pick them up on the sidewalk outside the restaurant.
About what time did she pick them up?
I would say somewhere around 9:15 in that time frame.
Were you with her when she picked them up?
I was inside the restaurant and I saw her picking them up outside the restaurant.
Is there any reason that you watched her do this?
Well, I'm very observant in the restaurant. I have to watch my employees, I have to watch customers and make sure that they're comfortable and they don't need anything. So when I see my employee go outside, automatically my eyes turn to her. And I was just wondering what she was doing outside.
Where did you see her pick the glasses up from?
Right directly in front of the restaurant by the ballet stand.
On the sidewalk?
It was on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Could you tell what type of glasses they were?
They were wire rim glasses, they looked like to me, from a distance.
Did they look to be clear glasses or sunglasses?
Clear.
Did you see what she did with the glasses?
She put them in an envelope.
Do you recall being asked those exact same questions before the grand jury last week?
No, I don't.
Let me ask you, the following questions were given to you on page 189 of the grand jury. Did you happen to see a pair of glasses that evening that was discussed? Answer, yes, I did. Question, and where did you see the glasses? Answer, I saw my bar manager picking them up off the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. Question, and who was the bar manager? Karen Crawford. Question, did you see what she did with the glasses after she picked them up? Answer, no, I didn't. Do you recall giving that testimony?
No, I don't.
May I show it to you, please? Take as much time as you need to refresh your memory of what you just testified to last week.
Okay.
Was that your testimony as I read it, sir, before the grand jury?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Clark, do you have any further questions?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Mr. DeBello, when you just told counsel just now that you, I believe counsel asked you whether you knew what she did with the glasses?
At that time, I didn't know. It was told to me by Karen that she did put them in an envelope.
And when you were just asked by counsel if you knew what happened to the glasses, did you think he was talking about personally observing what happened to them after Karen Crawford picked them up?
Sustained.
Did you understand what counsel meant when he said, did you know what happened to the glasses?
I thought he was asking me basically what she did with them.
Did you think he was asking you whether you had actually personally seen what she had done with them?
No, I didn't.
But when you were asked before the grand jury, you were specifically asked in the following words, were you not, sir? Did you see what she did with the glasses after she picked them up? Do you recall that as just shown to you by counsel?
Right, I recall that.
And in response to that, you indicated,
I didn't see what she did with them.
did you mean to indicate today to counsel that you did see what had happened?
As she was picking up the glasses, she brought them back in the restaurant. After that, I didn't see anything.
But what were you trying to indicate to counsel then when he asked you if you knew what happened to the glasses? Were you trying to indicate to him that you had seen what happened to the glasses?
Overruled.
Yes, I was.
You were trying to tell him that you had seen what she did with the glasses after she found them?
Overruled.
Yes, I was. I was trying to tell him that I'd seen her pick the glasses up and bring them back in the restaurant.
Okay. But were you also trying to tell him that you saw her put them in an envelope?
No, I wasn't.
Only you were trying to indicate what you knew after the fact.
That's right.
Thank you.
Mr. Shapiro, anything else?
Yes, just briefly. Mr. DeBello, you didn't see Mr. Goldman leave the restaurant, did you?
Not physically, no.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Clark, anything further?
I'm sorry. One more question. Was it about 15 to 20 minutes after he clocked out that you last saw him?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Do you have one more question, Mr. Shapiro?
I do not, Your Honor.
Sir, you may step down, and I just want to admonish you that until you have been officially excused from giving any further testimony in this matter, you are not to discuss your testimony with anyone except the lawyers in this case. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, it is almost 4:30. We're not going to call another witness at this particular point in time. We are going to adjourn the proceedings for today until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I would, however, like to see counsel in chambers with regard to some matters that we discussed earlier today for just a few moments with the reporter. Thank you. Good night.